This next guy's joining us from the east side of the state. He's very funny. Keep it going for Chris Reed.
So, I don't understand this obsession with Chris Hemsworth. You know, the Marvel actor? I mean, he's decent looking, but he is not all that, right? I was actually thinking about him the other day while I was masturbating. I had a Thorgasm. Which makes sense, because in my fantasy, my ass was getting hammered. It was marvelous. Oh, they get worse. They get way worse. Buckle up, motherfuckers. So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about myself. My name is Chris. People call me C. Sounds cool, but it's really just because I'm average. I'm 53 with bad vision. I used to get excited about large breasts. Now I get excited about large font. Not quite the same. I used to bite my fingernails. My dad put a stop to that, though. He said, boy, next time I catch you biting them fingers, I'm going to stick them in dog shit. He did, too. And it worked. I haven't bitten him since then. I did feel bad for the dog, though. He cried the whole time my hand was up his ass. Probably should have taken off my class ring first. So I'm actually a substitute teacher. That's my day job. I don't like my day job. I do try to be positive, though. Like, every morning when I go to work, before I walk into the building, I always stop and I say, it's going to be a great day somewhere. It's a hard job, man. Last school I was at, behavior was terrible. Kids were out of control. But all the teachers walk around like this. Yeah, then I saw the principal. He was like, even the lunch ladies were like, and I thought, now that's what I like to see right there. School spirit, you know. Things might not be perfect, but we're still number one. Made me proud to be there. Then later on in the classroom, a little boy held up 3 fingers. I said, what does that mean, young man? He said, well, 3 fingers means you need to use the bathroom, 2 fingers is for a drink, and 1 finger means you're having a mental breakdown. Then it all made sense. Nah, most of the kids I work with are pretty cool, but they can say some weird stuff. Like I had this little boy come up to me, he's like, Mr. Reed, choose right or left. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, just pick one. I was like, I don't know, left. He's like, oh my God. Then he looks at the class, he's like, Mr. Reed chose left. They're all like, what? I was like, what is going on here? He's like, Mr. Reed, right is heaven and left is hell. You chose left. I said, look, I chose left the moment I applied for this job. Now go sit down. Stop saying hell. What the hell's wrong with you? Then a little girl came up to me, she's like, Mr. Reed, is the Empire State Building the most important building? I said, no, it's not. She's like, well, then what is the most important building? I said, well, that all depends. Like, during times of war, the most important building is the Pentagon. In times of peace, the most important building would be the United Nations. After the day like I've had today, the most important building is Murray's Liquor. She was only 6, but I wasn't going to bullshit her. I actually have a couple of kids of my own. They're grown up and gone now. But even though they've moved out, I'm still a dad, right? Like, that doesn't change, you know? I still think about them every day. I still help my son work on his car. I still want to bang my daughter's friends. Hey, at least now they have boobs. And pubic hair. Let's change the subject. So y'all might have noticed I have a slight limp. I was out getting my wife some flowers and I twisted my ankle. Tripped over a tombstone when I was leaving the cemetery. It's worth it though, I got her some roses. Shout out to the Thompsons. wherever they are. Save me some cash. I had to get my wife some flowers, though, because I made her mad at me the other day. We were at a family dinner, and I told her she had a booger, like right in front of everyone. And she got embarrassed. So afterwards, we decided to come up with some code words to use in case that happened again. Yeah, so we decided that if one of us has a booger in the nose, then we'll say, you got a homie in the crib, right? But sometimes the homie leaves the crib. So if you got a booger on the lip, then we'll say, there's a homie on the porch. Worst thing, though, is when the homie leaves the porch. Yeah, we were at a party. My wife looked at me. She's like, OMG, homie in the yard. I repeat, homie in the yard. Man, I went in the bathroom and looked in the mirror. I had a homie smashed into my beard. How does that even happen? Oh, but that ain't nothing. We were at Meijer in the checkout lane, and I sneezed real hard. My wife was like, ooh, homie across the street. I looked at the dude in front of us. My homie was stuck to the back of his neck. Yeah, we were cracking up too. Until the dude turned around. He was like, what's so funny? I was like, nothing, man. We were just laughing about something that happened to my homie. That was a close one. Got any married couples here tonight? Anybody married? No? Yeah? Right here? Cool. Being married is a trip, isn't it? Man, last night I went in the bathroom to brush my teeth. My wife was in there taking a shower. And all of a sudden, I hear her shoot a snot rocket. Yeah, I was like, gross. What are you doing in there? She's like, well, I blow my nose in the shower to save on toilet tissue. And I couldn't really get mad about that, because that's the same reason I shit in there. It's fine. The hair trap catches all the corn. And most of the peanuts. And so I got those energy-saving light bulbs. What a joke. I mean, yeah, they use less energy, but they also barely put out any light. Good thing is, now it's not so bad when my wife asks me to do her with the lights on. That's a joke. My wife's a beautiful woman. Not only is she beautiful, but she's funny. Man, she's got a quick wit. Like yesterday, she rolled her eyes at me. I said, you know, eye rolling is a microaggression. She said, so is your penis. She's not wrong. Yeah. And so here's a question. Have you ever been on hold for so long that you forget who you called? Man, I was on hold the other day like forever, right? Finally, the lady comes back on. She's like, I am so sorry for the wait. What's the appointment for? I said, well, I think I need a new prescription for my testosterone pills because I'm still having some trouble getting aroused. And when I do ejaculate, there's barely anything coming out. She was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but what are we doing with the Jeep Patriot? Oops. So I got the horn fixed on my Jeep. Cost me $800. Yeah, so you best believe when I left out of that shop, I was honking at every motherfucker I saw. I was like, hey, get the hell out of my way. Get that wheelchair moving. All right, so before I get out of here, I'll leave you all with this one last thing. And this might be TMI, guys, but lately I've been having some issues with my backside, some sharp pains, burning sensations, some bleeding. And I'm in my 50s now, so 2 words keep going through my head. Colon cancer, right? I actually searched up the symptoms, and unfortunately, everything matches up. Yeah, so I'm concerned that this discomfort I've been experiencing is probably colon cancer. Or it could be the gerbil. I should probably look into getting him declawed soon. You guys are great. Thank you. I'm Chris Reed.
Here goes Chris, everybody. All right, there might be a record for groans in a set. We got more comedy.